explain later on. God never explained. God expects you to obey. And as you go along, then he explains. If you want to wait for full explanation before you move, you will never please God. Because those that come to him must come in faith, believing that is a rewarder of those that diligently seek him. So last week what we were teaching about is that your life is like a plot of land, and that your life was given to you by God, and that God is a businessman. God expects profitability, and that God expects you to profit, and that the sign of your awareness that everything you have from God is you come back to God with thanksgiving offering, and that's what the church is supposed to teach. Because in the last few weeks, because of how terrible the economy is, you know the new nickname the Republicans are calling Obama now is the Big Zero. Because last month, zero job was created. For the first time this year, zero job was created in August. So because the economy is that bad, most of the teaching we are receiving this day is based on the survival of the church. Everything, even when we teach on love now, it has to tilt toward money, giving, and tithing. And the danger of that is this. How many of the parishioners here drive a stick? A stick shift. No, you own a stick shift right now that you're driving. So none of you is driving a stick shift. You all drive automatic. You notice in your automatic, it has park, reverse, neutral, and drive. Between reverse and drive is the neutral. I told you that if your car is on a flat surface, if you put it in neutral, nothing will happen. But when you are going uphill, or you are parked on an incline, if your car is on neutral, you don't need no prayer and you don't need no prophecy to let you know that car will slide backward. When things are good, if your knowledge about God is confused, is muddled, you can still survive. Because in a good time, even the weakest tree can survive. A tree without deep root can survive when the rain is abundant. But in this time of dryness, only the tree with deep root will survive. So when time was good, if your car is in neutral and everything is smooth and hunky-dory, when time was good and you are a lazy worker, and to find any worker is so difficult, they will keep you at your job. You won't lose your job because, they have opening at your place of work that has not been filled, because almost everybody who needs a job has a job. So when things are good, anything can survive. But in this hard time, this is not the time for your faith in God to be wobbly. This is not the time for men of God to use the word of God to manipulate. This is not the time for people to tell you the only way God will help you is when you are a tither. This is not the time for men of God to see somebody in trouble and tell him the reason why you are in trouble is because you've not been tithing, and that the trouble you are in is a warning from God. So you are indirectly telling me my trouble comes from God. When you receive such a polluted message in the wee hour of the night, when you can't go to bed at 4 a.m. and you are not sure if God is for you or God is against you, it's a very dangerous place to be. But you will see what we are covering today, that the blessing of God is a sure thing. That what we read, and I want you to understand that the Bible, some people said it's not a holy book, it's a book written by some man. I've even had some Africans who are not Christian who say, oh, you believe the Bible? Don't you know the Bible is a white man's book to keep the black man oppressed? There are all kinds of people with all kinds of interpretation of what the Bible is. The amazing thing is that everything the Bible says, even though this book was written over 2,000 years ago, is still accurate till today. It said the children of Israel will exist. They are still in existence. It said the Philistine will be destroyed. We don't have a country called Philistine today. If the Bible has said Egypt was destroyed in the Bible, and Egypt is still in existence today, you can throw away the book. But it never says that. So people never even read the Bible, understand the Bible, criticize the Bible. Here we are putting faith in what men have discovered. They will tell you that human wisdom about psychology or about who we are has grown exponentially since from the early 1960s. What we know about ourselves, about human, about psychology, has grown from the 60s to now. In the early 60s, they discovered that when you are listening to a message and you take note, your ability to remember what you write down and what you are listening to increases. God gave that formula over 2,000 years ago. He gave it to the Israelites in the book of Deuteronomy around chapter 14. He said when you want to anoint a king, this is how you must train to be a king. Let him take a piece of paper and copy down the rules and the regulation he must abide by. But maybe 1,600 years later, man discovered it and called it a new discovery. Every day we are taking things from the Bible that God has expressed to us so long ago. And when we finally can prove it scientifically, we call it new discovery. But God has given us a formula that if we follow, we will succeed. Today, let me share with you what the Word of God says. Where we read in Genesis chapter 26. I want you to have your hand there and then go to the book of Amos chapter 8, verse 11.
Genesis 26.
We read Genesis 26.
Amos.
And then I want you to cross-reference it with Amos chapter 8, verse 11 to verse 12. In Genesis chapter 26, it said there was a famine in the land. Beside the first famine, that was the day of Abraham, and Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines in Gerar. Famine is different from drought. A famine is an absence of food or lack of food or not enough food. When there's a famine in the land, that means there's not enough food to eat. But when you get to the book of Amos, chapter 8, you will see that God said in the last days, in these days of ours, God said, let the Bible speak for itself, and then we will bring the two together. Amos chapter 8 verse 11 says, behold, the days are coming, says the Lord, that I will send a famine on the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the word of the Lord. They shall wander from sea to sea, and from north to east. They shall run to and fro, seeking the word of the Lord, but shall not find it.